just to make sure the body's working fine.
Okay, so let's talk about this new app you created to increase access for healthcare for Nigerians. Let's talk about that.
Right, so the app is called HiDoc.
Okay.
It is a health engagement and interaction platform that's based that's presently available on Google and app stores.
Okay.
And the whole idea is, in this country, there was a recent study that was carried out looking at health efficiency or healthcare efficiency or the health system efficiency in 191 countries. Now, Nigeria has the largest economy in Africa, but you'll be surprised. Nigeria was number 187. That means we are only better than 4 countries in the world.
Wow.
And those countries are the Democratic Republic of Congo, Sierra Leone, Burma, and Central African Republic. So if you think about Chad, Niger, Mali, Gambia have a far more efficient healthcare service than we do. So the idea, therefore, was that what are the problems that we need to address? There is a technical deficit in the sense that the World Health Organization recommends 1 doctor to 600 patients. In Nigeria, it's somewhere between 1 to 4,000 or 1 to 6,000.
Wow, that's huge. And we're still losing doctors.
And we are still losing doctors. And if you consider that it takes 5 years to train a doctor, in Nigeria maybe 10, it would take mathematically about 100 years for us to have the correct number of doctors. So given that, what is the solution? The mobile phone penetration in Nigeria is about 150 million GSM lines, of which about 10%, so about 15 million, are smartphones. Therefore, why can't we put your doctor in your pockets? Why can't we make it convenient for people to contact their doctors? Why is that important? The vast majority of hospital attendances, 80% actually, are for things that don't require hospital admission.
Okay, like CPR and things like that.
CPR is extreme. Let's take simpler things. Many people go back to the hospital because they need a medication refill. So they might be on regular medication, say they jump in. So from Awolowo Road, you're going to Reddington, you're caught in traffic. It's an hour of time that you should be spending at work.
Okay.
You get to the hospital, there may be some waiting time. Why can't you pick up your phone? Your doctor knows what prescription you're on. He checks and confirms you're the right person. He's got your details. He's got your photo. If you record your blood pressure at home, we can store it on the app. If you do any monitoring at all, it can be stored on the app. You can therefore have a telephone video consultation with your doctor.
Okay, so once you have that, how do you get that medication delivered to the patient?
So what we've done is to create an ecosystem that allows the doctor-patient interaction produce certain outcomes. It could be reassurance, or it could be you need to go to a hospital because this is not something we can solve over the phone. Or it could be a prescription, which then goes to electronically to one of our partner pharmacies, and you can either arrange to pick that prescription up yourself, or it can be delivered to you by one of our dispatch riders.
How many doctors' assignments are up already?
Okay, so at the moment there is a group of diaspora doctors that we're hoping to engage. The app is being piloted at the moment, so the workforce is very minimal to cope with just the pilot. So at the moment we've got a skeletal service of myself as lead consultant and 10 doctors.
So what is the capacity? What are you hoping the capacity will be for this app in the future?
So eventually what we're hoping to do is build a robust ecosystem. And by that I mean I would want anyone in any remote part of Nigeria to be able to access HiDoc. But how will that work?
When you say remote, I'd like us to even address that, because there are people in the rural areas who don't use smartphones, even people in urban areas who don't use smartphones. How are you going to capture those people? Are they going to be completely left out?
Absolutely not. So what we've done is, I was in Ogun State this weekend in a community health center, and the arrangement we have with them is that we will provide a cheap smartphone. The app will be enabled on the cheap smartphone. it would be, you can bundle it in such a way that it is only used for the app or only used for emergency calls. Now, if you then have a farmer who doesn't speak any English, provided there is a community health officer, a nurse, or a doctor available, they can serve as their intermediary to come through to us. So you don't need to speak the official language, you don't need to be fluent in English. As long as there is someone who understands in your community what you're saying, they can serve as your intermediary through the app.
You know, with the things you've said, you also talked about how dire our health situation is in Nigeria, healthcare situation is in Nigeria. How are you hoping this app can make things better? One doctor to 400 patients. In 2-3 years from now, what will the statistics be?
Okay, so we will not be able to, we have to be realistic and to say that we will not be able to solve all the problems, but we will be able to increase access. And if that means we can open up access to another 5 million people through the app, because what we're hoping to do is it's going to be available in all states, and as long as it's got a reach that meets the needs of that state, I think that is a start.
Okay, so what do hospitals need to know, or how do they sign on to this app?
So we have different levels. We've got the individual program where I, as Misbah Oleolo, can enroll. We've got corporate enrollment.
Okay.
We've got hospital enrollment, because one of the uses of the app, for example, is in Lagos, which is probably one of the best served areas of Nigeria, there aren't a lot of intensive care consultants.
Okay.
So you have a patient, say, for example, in an intensive care facility in Ikorodu, and the only consultant is on Victoria Island. You can use the app to consult with the intensive care consultant. He looks at the data, he looks at the parameters, and he gives some advice. So we've got individual programs, corporate programs, programs for hospitals, and programs for states.
Okay, so where can they find your app?
If they go onto Google Store or into the App Store, they look for HiDoc, H-I as in hello, D-O-C with an exclamation mark.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
It was very informative. Now I learned about diabetes.
Thank you very much.
All right, we hope to have you come again on our show.
Many thanks.
Time now for a short break. When we return, we'll have Stephanie Coca review what's trending around the world. Stay with us.